our first series, we identified listen, consider and reply as three key elements when interacting with others. In this series, we've taken two of the elements to explore a little further to support how we communicate and interact with others, and to help them tell their story. When we communicate, at some point, we will have been and will continue to be the listener. And perhaps we've never considered listening to have the possibility of being in levels. At this point, we are going to consider three levels of listening, which are peripheral, apparent, and active. Peripheral listening. With peripheral listening, you are aware that someone is speaking, but whilst they are talking, you may be prejudging what is being said, thinking about how it applies to you, or considering what points you want to put across from your point of view. You are not listening to understand. Apparent listening. Similar to peripheral listening, you are merely appearing to listen with a scattered or partial attention. In the context of being someone seeking to support someone else, why are these forms of listening inappropriate? Ideally, we want to be in an active listening mode to ensure that the person feels that they are being our sole focus to hear their story and give the best support for the development that we can. Active listening. Active listening is the practice of preparing to listen, observing what verbal and non-verbal messages are being sent. Active listening is listening on purpose. Active listening is being fully engaged while another person is talking to you. It is listening with the intent to understand the other person fully rather than listening to respond. Having actively listened to the person we are with and considered their words, their body language, the environment, then we may have a question based on our curiosity and desire to know more, whilst also helping the speaker to explore their experience, therefore supporting how they tell their story. There are many elements to questioning that include different types and strategies, and depending on how curious we have been previously, this could identify how we have used questions. Within this resource, we are going to consider two elements of questioning and how we may use them. These are open-ended questions that allow participants to give a free-form answer. Closed questions that restrict participants to one of a limited set of possible answers. Open-ended questions encourage exploration of a topic. Participants can choose what to share and in how much detail. Participants are encouraged to give a reasoned response rather than a one-word answer or short phrase. Examples of open-ended questions include: walk me through a typical day. Tell me about the last time you used the website. What are you thinking? How did you feel about using the website to do this task? Note that the first two open-ended questions are not commands but act as questions. These are common questions used in user interviews to get participants to share stories. Closed questions have a short and limited response. Examples of closed questions include: what's your job title? Have you used the website before? Approximately how many times have you used the website? When was the last time you used the website? Having listened, only you can decide on which questions you may ask. You may already have other types of questions and how you use them. Open and closed are most commonly used.